How we doing, Brooks? Just right off the bat, I want to say that I'm pissed down my leg nervous, and the moment definitely feels too big. Um, People that have known me for a while know that I don't really do things like this. I've been at Brooks for 4 years now. I haven't been in front of the school one time, so this is definitely a new experience for me. Um, I'd initially told some of my friends that I was going to do senior speech, and the common response was, "What do you even have to say?" And I think that that's fair enough because I definitely don't think that I'm smarter than anyone or that anyone should have to listen to my advice. However, these 4 years have definitely been a process, and one person I am qualified to advise is myself. And I just want to give you guys a chance to brace yourself. There's going to be a picture that comes up on the screen. Yeah. Trigger warning. Yeah. My senior speech is just a letter with some advice that I would give to myself at the beginning of high school. And while it is advice for myself, I know that anything that I experienced or went through is definitely not unique to me. And the hope is that someone might relate or even learn from where I might have messed up. And a big thanks to Mom and Dad for coming out today. I know they're busy. Goes like this. Dear Avi, in 2014, Matthew McConaughey won Best Actor for the lead role in The Dallas Buyers Club. It's a movie. In his acceptance speech at the Oscars, he spoke about who his hero was. He has declared that his hero was himself in 10 years' time. I remember this being intriguing to you. Although the sentiment is definitely a little bit narcissistic, you did seem to live your life trying to live up to someone you someday hope to be. As I stand here after 10 years in 2024, I can say that we definitely screwed up somewhere along the way, because I know that I'm definitely not a hero. But I find it beautiful that no matter what stage we are in our life, we're always chasing our hero, and even if we fail to live up to it. In this way, I feel that you and I, on opposite ends of the high school experience, are on the same journey. Here are 4 pieces of advice to help you on that journey. Number 1, figure yourself out. You and many others like yourself are torn between 2 cultures, and you're forced to straddle them. While this is the case, you grew up in America, not India. You grew up listening to Drake, playing Fortnite, going to basketball games, just like all the other kids around you. For some reason, however, something always felt a little bit off whenever you try to assimilate with the rest of your peers. There was one factor that could never be changed, no matter how hard you tried, that would always make you just a little bit different. I remember being in your shoes, struggling a little bit. I wish that there was a way that I could convince them that I was the same as they were, and I wanted to show them that I was normal. As hard as you may try, you can never change the color of your skin. Similarly, in your Indian circles, there will be times where you go to the temple with your parents and you're immediately going to feel out of place for some reason. The clothes you drape yourself with, the accent with which you speak, and your lack of familiarity with basic customs will make you an odd man out. The most isolating reality is feeling like an outsider among the ones who are supposed to be your people. If you're not brown enough, if you're not white enough, and if you're not normal enough, then what are you? What I failed to realize is that sometimes blessings come in the most unique ways. You've been given the ability to see the world through 2 completely different lenses, and you're able to be a physical, spiritual, and societal bridge through cultures. It's one of the most divine gifts that anyone could ever have, and I think that that's really special. The answer to the question, what are you, is blessed. Be every aspect of yourself. Appreciating one side of your being doesn't necessitate neglecting the other. Number 2, insecurity. You know well that you are a spitting image of the stereotypical brown kid. You know, you got the glasses, the scrawny build, the mathematical ability. Although this has failed to bother you in the past, there will be a day where it starts to. There will come a time when you start to hate the kid that looks back at you in the mirror. I remember early on, I had joined the tennis team with Mr. Skinner, who was the tennis coach at the time. What I distinctly recall was that I wasn't very focused on driving the ball to the baseline or strategic placement. I was so paranoid about what my teammates would think if they saw my body. During blistering days, I would keep my black sweatshirt adorned on my body just so that they wouldn't see my twigs for arms and form opinions about me. So with every heave of the racket and lateral movement, I'd probably sweat twice as much as I would have otherwise. This kind of self-hate gave me an unhealthy obsession with my insecurities, and it made my goal to become as different as I could possibly be. So I took the leap to wear contact lenses, abandoning my old glasses. I grew up my hair, leaving behind the shortcut Dad used to get us at Supercuts. I started to make fun of our ethnicity to try and make people like me. To me, the irony is that I sort of ended up getting what I wanted. So many times people have said things like, "You look so different." For some reason, it just doesn't feel quite right. There's like a couple too many O's on the "so different." It almost insinuates that there was something wrong with the way you were before. Along the way, I believe that I lost some of the empathy and true kindness that you have. And hearing people tell me I don't even recognize you anymore hurts me in my heart. Since we were young, one of our favorite things to do has been to sit at the edge of Mom's bed at the end of the day, annoying her with stories and thoughts while she tries to sleep. If she's been listening, I can't say, but every night always finishes with her hugging us close and assuring us that she loves us more than anything. The words, tone, and warmth of this sentence haven't fluctuated one bit through the years. She helped me realize that my self-worth isn't dictated by contact lenses or a new haircut. The kid you look at in the mirror with disgust is the same one that your mother holds and kisses. Whether she realizes it or not, she'll teach you how to love yourself. However difficult it might be in the moment, you need to understand that there's value in who you are on any given day, and that the people who expect change out of you might not be the ones worth changing for. Stop running away from who you are. We weren't very fast anyway. Number 3, moments and memories. There's this Drake song, 6 p.m. in New York. Drake says, "Some nights, I wish I could go back in life, not to change things, but just to feel a couple things twice." There will be a time in your life, sooner rather than later, where you're going to lose someone important to you to COVID. I remember seeing Dad in a way I've never seen him before. He gets real stressed and busy with paperwork and phone calls, and eventually he has to go to India to sort everything out. Some nights you'll stay up wondering if the dad that comes home will be the same dad that left home. One of my favorite memories with Dad was in November of 2016, so somewhere between those two photos. We were at a friend's house for the Steelers game, and we had the Cowboys coming to town. I'll tell you, it was an electric game. Let me set this fourth quarter picture for you guys. It was 45 seconds and trickling. Steelers were down 29-24, so we need a touchdown, and we have 20 yards to go to the end zone. So Big Ben, Steelers quarterback, he took the snap, he faked the spike, and he threw a deep pass on the money to the greatest wide receiver of all time, Antonio Brown. And he scored to put the Steelers on top. And I just remember shooting up from the couch with Dad, and we jumped around in circles like two idiots for like a whole minute. The funniest part to me is that on the next drive, the Cowboys went down and scored in like 20 seconds, so I guess we really were idiots. Steelers lost. But that's not what I remember. I just remember being a kid with his dad. And I'll tell you, that's a moment I wish I could feel twice. In addition to our own grief as a small child, we just wanted assurance that we'd be able to jump up and down like a dumbass during a Steelers game with Dad again. And I know how selfish that sounds with the circumstance, but that was what was on my mind. Fortunately, you will be able to watch the Steelers lose with your dad much more than twice. One thing I know about Dad is that he always pulls through for us. We're the luckiest kids in the world because Dad is stronger than you or I can hope to be, and I still look up to him to this day. Believe that. This gave me clarity to realize that the most terrifying part of life is realizing that a moment can fade into a memory in front of your eyes, and that you won't always be as lucky as you were with Dad. That's what "don't take it for granted" means to me. Appreciate the kid that'll stay up the entire night with you playing Madden. Thank the person who sits down and does your eyebrows. Let the people that eat dinner with you every single night know that you love them. That's the good stuff, man. There's nothing more valuable than a moment. Number 4, learn to dance in the rain. This year, I took Spill the Tea with Mr. Nam for winter term. And our final for the class was to write an open-ended essay with the prompt, "What do you believe?" I was happy because I thought I'd be able to half-ass it like I usually do, get an easy grade. But when I opened the Google Doc to write, I realized, shit, I don't really know. We grew up Hindu, following mom and dad at the temple, and we learned to only use our right hand, never let our feet face God, to touch the priest's feet after he gives you blessings. As I grew, I began to question how an all-loving God could only love me conditionally. I thought that if there was a God that loved me, he wouldn't make me suffer. People I trusted wouldn't leave me, and that he wouldn't take people. I heard a quote from Gordon Ramsay one time. He said, "You should never fear a storm. Learn to dance in the rain." You will find that the times of your life that are the most profound and fulfilling are the times in which you are scratching and clawing towards some goal. The days in bed watching TikTok are cool, but eventually you'll realize the struggle can be what gives life purpose. It's easy to cry and blame God for putting your family through a hard time, but you'll find that these things can force us to grow up. Somebody needs to hold mom and comfort her when she cries. If you pray for strength, you're not going to wake up with it tomorrow morning. God will provide you with the chance to be strong. After that, it's up to you. What once felt like conditional love was love that we couldn't understand quite yet. It's human nature to ask for food but be disappointed when you get rain. Have courage to believe that things might turn out all right. Learn to dance in the rain. I realize I've been talking for a little while, so I'll try and finish up. While on the topic of God, people usually wonder for years what their purpose is. Why is anyone here anyway? In my mind, I think the answer is simple. We are here to enjoy the passage of time. We are here to wake up every morning and enjoy the fact that we are marginally different from the kid who woke up yesterday. We are meant to struggle and overcome the trials and tribulations and hold dear the progress that we might make. After enough mornings go by, you can see how beautifully and unintentionally you travel down the path that is life, and at the end of the dirt road is where you stand on this day. The best advice that I can give you is that you don't need to hyperanalyze the past like me, or worry about your future in 10 years like McConaughey. Just enjoy the fact that the pencil's in your hand. Be the author of your story, and write a good freaking story. Thank you, Brooks, for taking care of me, and more importantly, thank you for taking care of this kid. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.